Welcome to today's trauma-informed yoga video where we're going to go through how to start yoga as a beginner at home. We'll dive into what you'll need and go through some gentle and easy yoga shapes to get started. Let's do it. If you are wanting to start a yoga practice at home, there are 3 things I recommend that you have. The first thing being a yoga mat or a towel, something comfortable that you can lie down on, you can stand on, that's not going to be slippery. The second thing would be a yoga block, or you could get a book. A hardcover book would be best, a textbook, something that's hard that you can use as support for your hands or support for you as you sit. And then the third thing would be a yoga block or a pillow. So something more comfortable to sit on that is nice to elevate the hips, can be nice to lie your head on. So pillow or yoga block. And once you have those 3 things, something comfortable that you can move around in would also be excellent. Let's move through some different yoga shapes that are more on the beginner and easy and gentle side. First thing we will do is a easy pose. So with easy pose, it's really just sitting cross-legged. And as you're sitting like this, depending on how your hips feel, you might want to use your yoga block, or you might want to use your yoga bolster or your pillow or your book to sit on to elevate those hips to help them feel better. So with an easy shape, you can use this to meditate, to relax, to ground into the practice. You can close your eyes, you can keep them open as you do it, or you can use this as a shape to come back to when you want a little bit more relaxation. And finally, you could use it as a shape to work on posture and sitting up nice and tall. Let's move to the next one, cat-cow. So with cat-cow, we're going to go on hands and knees. Now, if you're somebody who has some knee pain, has some wrist pain, once again, this is where a pillow might come in handy. You could place your wrists on the pillow so that you have more support, or you could put it underneath your knees. And with cat-cow, you're going to start with your shoulders over top of your wrists and your hips over top of your knees. So you're in a nice tabletop. And then if we want to do our cat, imagine an angry cat, we're going to round our back. So with our cat, we're rounding our spine. We're thinking about tucking our tailbone under. We're bringing our chin to our chest. Get a nice rounded spine, that angry cat, as much as you can. And then if you want to go into cow, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to bring our stomach to the ground. We're going to bring our tailbone up. Your head can look forward, or you could lift it up depending on how your neck feels. And usually cat-cow is used as a sequence. So you can move back and forth between the two, rounding and arching through the spine. Sometimes with cat-cow, people like to do little circles with the body as they are bending and straightening to get more sensations throughout the shoulders and hips. So that could be an option. You can play around with it. This is meant to be a nice way to learn yoga, to get into it. Next shape we'll go through is child shape. So with this one, from your cat-cow, from this all fours, you can bring your knees a little bit wider so they're on the edges of the mat. You can bring your feet together, and then you can bring your body back towards your feet as far as feels comfortable. Now with this, your arms could stay forward, and you could be just like this if you wanted. If you want more of a stretch to the back, you can continue crawling those hands forward as much as feels comfortable and bringing your head down. Your head could rest on the mat. It could stay up a little bit. Here is the child shape. There's many different ways to do child shape. So this is one. Another one would be to actually have your feet together and your knees together. So you are more smaller. You're more together and the arms could stay forward. You can also do a child shape with your arms back. So you can grab your feet and kind of just let your head hang. So you can find the version that works best for your body. The big purpose of it is really the hips going back towards the feet, so we get a stretch in the low back. And once again, if you want your block or your pillow, you could rest your head on it, you could rest your hands on it. We'll spend a few breaths in this nice child shape so you can see what it feels like. And sometimes with child shape, people will bring both hands over to one side so that you get more of a stretch on the right side body if you're moving your hands to the left. Or you can bring your hands over to the right side and get more of a stretch in the left side body. Okay, when you are ready, moving into our neck shape cobra. So you can come back to all fours. In order to get to cobra, you're going to bring your hands a little bit more forward on the mat. You're going to lean your body forward. You're going to bring your legs back. So instead of being shoulders over wrists and hips over knees, it's really shoulders over hands, but the knees are going further back. And then from here, you can lower down to the ground. And then in order to do the cobra shape, depending on how flexible your back is and your shoulders, you can start with your elbows around face height, shoulder height. And here is our cobra here, where we're getting a nice gentle arch in the low back. Your hands are supporting you. Your legs are resting flat behind you. You're looking forward. Depending on how your back feels, you might need to bring your hands even more forward so that you have less of an arch. If you feel like your back is flexible, you could bring your hands right next to your chest and actually lift up. Bring those elbows straight and get more of a stretch throughout the spine, keeping those hips down on the ground. So once again, you can choose the version, choose what feels best for you, and we'll just spend a few moments here. And the big part of yoga is the breath. So as we're moving through all of these shapes, we're focusing on the breath or pranayama. Really noticing as it enters and exits the nose or the mouth. And using that breath as a sense of mindfulness to keep us present in what we're doing. Okay. From here, we're going to come to standing, work through a couple standing shapes. So get up to standing, whatever way feels good for you. I'll face the camera for this one. This one is mountain. So really mountain is just standing up nice and tall. You're going to ground your feet into the ground. So really think about spreading those toes nice and wide and push them down into the ground. Use that energy from the feet to hold your body up nice and tall. Your hands go beside you. Your palms can face forwards. And you're in a nice tall mountain shape. Once again, this can be used as a nice resting shape and standing. It can be used to transition to different shapes. It can be used for posture again. Let's take one more breath here in mountain. Okay, another standing shape, warrior two. So from where you are now standing, I invite you to take your right leg. You're going to bring that right leg a little bit wider. Your foot is still going to face the long width of your mat. You're going to take that left foot, you're going to turn it so it's facing the front of your mat. So you're going to have one facing long, one facing front. And then you're going to bend into that front knee. Now from here with warrior two, often the arms are up. So you can bring the arms up level. If arms up doesn't feel good for the shoulders, you can absolutely have them down. You can have them resting on your hips. You can look forward towards the front hand. Make sure you're keeping that front knee bent. You can look backwards towards the back hand. See if they're even. Are they lifted? Spending a few breaths here. Even if the arms are up, the shoulders are relaxed. Front knee stays bent. On your next exhale, you can drop the arms, you can straighten the knee, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So taking that left foot, you're going to pivot the left foot so it's facing the length. You're going to turn the right foot so it's facing the front. And then once again, you're going to bend into the front foot. So that right foot this time. Hands on waist, hands up, whatever feels good. And you can play around too with how wide your legs are. Everyone's body is going to be a little bit different. You might want a wider stance, you might want a narrower stance. So choose what works for you. And once again, you can look at the front arm. You can look at the back arm or the even. Bending into that front knee. And on an exhale, lower those arms down. Okay, final shapes. We're going to move on to our back for this. Giving you a bit of a variety so that you can play with the movement, see if you like hands and knees, if you like standing, if you like lying down. You can have a few to try. Okay, for lying down, if you have your pillow and you want to use it, absolutely feel free. Or your yoga block. Okay. Once on your back, you can bring one knee to chest. Bit of a stretch throughout the low back here. You can keep the bottom leg straight, or you could bend the bottom knee depending on which one feels better for your back today. And switching sides, bring that left knee up. And lowering that left knee. Bending both knees now so that your feet are flat on the mat, your knees are bent. And doing a bridge here as a final shape. So with the bridge, a couple different options. The first one would be to do more of a pelvic tilt. So with that, we're really just thinking about squeezing our bum, or imagining if you had a belt buckle, you're going to bring it up towards your belly button. So we're kind of tucking under the hips. If you'd like more of a sensation, maybe more of a stretch or more strengthening, you can place those hands down, push through the hands, push through the feet, and then actually lift the bum up off the ground. Hold for a few seconds. And then lower it down. I'll do one more of those, so your choice, tilting or lifting. Exhale, lifting, tilting, whichever one. Tuning into your breath here, allowing those shoulders to support you, those feet to support you. And on your next exhale, lower. Okay. Finding our final resting shape. This is Shavasana. So with this, it's legs straight out, arms beside you. You can have your palms facing up or down, depending what feels best for you. And Shavasana is really the part of the practice where you can ground into the moment. You can let go of the day, of your worries. You can relax the body and sit in some stillness. Yoga is about much more than just moving our body and doing different shapes. There is many, many other parts to the practice. This is just the most popular part, the asanas or the shapes. And the Shavasana allows us to tune into some other parts of yoga. And if different emotions arise throughout your resting or even through the movement, that is normal. That happens. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we get frustrated. Really, it's just about allowing everything to be without judgment, moving through everything to the best that we can. And you can lie in this shavasana, in this resting shape, as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me on this beginner practice. I hope it was a nice introduction to you. I'm Adriana, a trauma-informed yoga teacher and physiotherapist, and I hope to see you in more videos. Take care.